and shooting him, and I had a Mike's in the bag picking teeth from his skull and playing with his tongue. He's all sick and everything.
I want my mommy.
He kept on punching him and shooting him, and I had to grab him like this to pull him back, and I told him to stop.
Never trust a ginger kid, chat.
Stop.
You mean people are gonna hate us for this?
I hate my life.
This is our life now.
Oh my God, man.
15-year-old Seth Jackson was a typical teen boy living in Summerfield, Florida with his parents Scott and Sonia Jackson and his two older brothers. He loved animals and had aspirations to join the Ultimate Fighting Championships.
Hell yeah.
His parents had agreed to enroll him in training courses when he turned 18. Little did he know that when he began a relationship with 15-year-old Amber Wright, it would lead down a dark and twisted path that would ultimately end those aspirations, along with his life, in an unimaginably horrifying fashion. As is often the case, their relationship was happy, in the beginning at least. However, after a year, things turned sour between them. During these difficult times, Amber
That's how all true crimes start. They were happy at first.
added fuel to the fire when she began a close relationship with 18-year-old Mike Bargo.
Bitch!
Seth's best friend,
He's been a
Will
bitch,
Samalot, claimed that Seth was traumatized when the end of their relationship finally came, amid speculation that Amber was actually cheating on
She was 15 and Mike was 18. Yoicks. Freaky ass bitch, stay your ass inside.
him with Mike. On Sunday, April 17th, 2011, Seth and Will went to visit a mutual friend. That night, when they left to walk home, Will noticed that Seth was texting on his phone and seemed distracted. Shortly after 9 p.m., the two parted ways. That was the
Tiffany
last time
Tennessee.
Will would ever see his
Want
friend.
sushi? Bro, I'm making sushi tonight. It's so crazy you say that. Like I said, I've been practicing my cooking skills and shit. So I'm making some sushi tonight. First time making sushi.
Seth's mother, Sonia Jackson, filed a missing persons report the next day when he didn't return home. When a news report concerning Seth's disappearance appeared on TV, Amber Wright's half-brother, Kyle
Yeah, he did it. He definitely did it. Whatever they're accusing him of, he did it. Look at him, bro. He did it.
Hooper, had an emotional breakdown,
I mean, carrots and tomatoes and ranch.
telling his mother that he had knowledge of what happened to the missing teen. The story that Kyle told his mother was appalling, and she contacted the authorities, indicating that a ramshackle house in Summerfield, Florida, held the key to Seth's mysterious disappearance. When investigators visited this location and rounded up the suspects in Seth's disappearance,
That's my biggest pet peeve, bro. Like, if somebody enjoys a food, bro, and you don't like it, doesn't mean it's yuck. It just means you don't like it.
they soon learned that the full truth was far more grisly than they ever could have.
I remember when I was in high school, I went off on this girl because I would pack my lunch, and one time my mom packed me a tuna salad sandwich, and I opened it at the lunch table, and she was like, "Ew, tuna salad? That's stinky, gross." I'm just like, "Bitch, then don't eat it. Shut your dumb ghetto ass up." I never tried it. Are delicious? Yeah, bro. I love tuna salad. And my mom makes bomb tuna. I was probably more offended that she insulted my mom, to be honest.
Conceived. According to Kyle's testimony, Justin Roach Soto, Amber Wright, homeowner Charlie Ely, Mike Bargo, and he himself were present on the scene the night.
Here's the problem. A 20-year-old and 18-year-old, you can't see my face is coming, are hanging out with a 15-year-old. Why? 3 adults, 15, 20, 18, and 18 hanging out with a 15-year-old. Why?
Seth went missing. Investigators collected these individuals and brought them down to the station for interviews, with the exception of Mike Bargo, who they were unable to locate at the time. When dealing with multiple suspects, such as in this case, one common tactic that detectives will use is to separate them, allowing each one of them to tell their version of events independently. Once an inconsistency is found, detectives will present this inconsistency to all of the suspects in the hopes that all of them will tell the truth. This technique would prove critical as detectives began to...
What the fuck? Hold on. Sorry to pause it. This shit looks just like a finger. Look at this carrot. Looks like a fucking finger. Sorry.
unravel the complicated skein of threads in a complex tapestry of murder,
It does.
unveiling one of the most twisted
I'ma
and
eat it
chilling
anyways.
motives we've ever seen in a
I know
case.
Casey. This one's my favorite.
What follows is never-before-seen interrogation footage exclusively obtained by Iwu.
You can sit right there, that's
Okay.
fine, thank you. That's kind of
Should I move my face up to the corner? I'm just gonna do it real quick. I feel like for this video, I'm gonna be blocking a lot of shit. Thanks for all the subs, the bits, the love. I appreciate you guys.
why we have the chairs set up like this.
Alright, so what's the issue?
This is 20-year-old Justin Soto. To his friends, he's known by the nickname Roach.
Bruh.
He's-
I just got that I haven't talked to you in a while, but I miss you text. Bitch, no! Not today, Satan. Stay out of my life.
He's the eldest of the suspects, and investigators believe that he may have intimate knowledge of what happened to Seth, as he is a current resident in the
180.
house.
What's the issue? You know what, I have a feeling you're gonna tell me, okay? Listen,
I'm not
I
even
want you to
gonna
understand something,
Mm-hmm.
okay? I don't know what you do or don't know, you're not in trouble with me,
Yeah.
okay? But this is extremely important.
The detective tries to reassure Justin that he's not in
Doing
trouble,
that.
but this might not be the entire truth. Police will often say things like this to gain rapport with suspects so that they'll be more forthcoming with the officers.
Are you from around here?
Should I reply, I'm good on that? Should I reply, I'd say, nah, I'm good on all that? Or should I say, I'd miss me too? Bye, bitch. Mute the message.
Like I've lived here for a while, but I'm from Hawaii.
You're from Hawaii?
Yeah.
Where here have you lived? I mean, how long have you been living here?
Since I was about 12 years old, 11, 12 years old. A few years.
Oh, so you've been here a while.
Yeah, I've been here
Okay.
a while.
Investigations
again?
usually begin with discussion.
The crazy thing is, chat, I actually told a story about this bitch earlier. She was the girl who used me as a rebound and got back together with her abusive ex-boyfriend. I haven't talked to this bitch in a long time. It's kind of crazy. What a coincidence. What a coincidence.
Discussions of general information like this, so the detective can get to know the suspect
From
and begin to
viewers'
make them
bonds.
feel comfortable with the interrogators.
I'm not even kidding. Like I said, bro, like, we were talking, everything was fine. And then one day, like, she said, when do you want to hang out? I said, I'm free this weekend. This was like a year and a half ago. And then like my text message turned green. I thought this bitch died. And then one day out of nowhere, she DM'd me on Instagram. But look, you can even see the green messages. Before I was like, are you good, dog? Like we hung out and I never heard from her again. So I was like, that's kind of weird. Like I got worried. And then like I feel like her with her mans, and literally just now at 3:09 p.m. That's crazy. Bro, I shouldn't be talking about shit like that because that puts that energy and those evil forces come back into my life.
Let's talk about your tattoos a little bit. Do you mind?
Must be
Yeah,
arguing.
I'm
Okay. What's it say on the front?
This says head buster on it.
What is that?
Bust a nut?
HSAO?
HEAD.
People generally like to talk about their tattoos and the meanings behind
Fuck no, I hate when people ask me about my tattoos.
them, so it's an easy question to get the conversation flowing. If Justin feels at ease with the detective, he may be more willing to give her information regarding what happened to
She had thought. She had thought.
Seth. Justin shows the detective his tattoos and she jokes around with him,
Head bubble.
building an atmosphere of trust and camaraderie before getting around to the
Fire-facing.
impending serious discussion. Suddenly, the detective notices something interesting.
I've been asked about my tattoos for the past 10 motherfucking years.
Yeah, this is my last one. I have a mushroom
No
right
meaning.
here.
Oh, that's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are all the scratches about?
I mean, I was walking through the woods and some vines got a hold of it and like,
Damn, bro, he's got some scratches on a fresh tattoo. His mushroom says trip balls. It kind of looks like a penis. It's a penis mushroom.
3 or 4 vines wrapped around my leg, and I went to go walk in it.
Any others?
You realize
No,
that
that's-
annoyed people? Like, simple questions don't, but like, yo, what's the meaning behind this tattoo? Oh, let me see that tattoo. Oh, what does this one mean? It's like a lot.
That's it? Okay.
Little
You don't have anything
mushroom.
in your back and your arms? Wow, that's
You got a
different.
mushroom stamp.
Usually that's where they put them all. Oh, you got a cold or something?
Yeah, I've been sick for like almost 2 weeks now. Well, I'm not really sick anymore. I just got this
Who lied to you,
crazy
bro?
behind cough and it aggravates
I mean, I feel like people
While
who
Justin's
get them for
explanation may
attention,
be
then
true,
maybe yeah.
a sudden increase in coughing can also indicate an
Mushroom
increased stress
tiptoe.
level. As the body goes into fight or flight mode, mucous membranes dry up, which can make the mouth and
Insane in
throat
the
feel
membrane.
dry. For someone who already had a lingering cough, this dryness could cause further irritation and make the coughing increase.
I understand that you guys were, in a crowd. I'm
Small.
older, so I'm gonna say kids,
Yeah.
hanging out together, okay? I hear that, tempers flew, okay?
Ew.
And things happen. What are you doing Sunday night?
What's today, Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday.
Bro is nervous.
Justin succumbs to a coughing
nasty
fit here
cough.
just as the interview begins in earnest.
Do you know why you're here?
He's all
You don't know?
I really
Did
don't.
anybody explain? Tell me how you ended up here.
cover your mouth.
I woke up this morning to Charlie waking me up, and there was an officer right there, and I'm here now.
Each of those being interrogated
He's
lived with
nervy.
Charlie Ely in her home at the time of Seth's disappearance,
He's sick.
except for Amber Wright, who visited regularly and frequently stayed overnight.
Hit
Okay,
my
so you
vape.
just got in a car and you didn't ask any
L
questions,
vaping
like, what do
chat.
you want? Why am I here? Nothing? You didn't ask anything?
You have COVID now, pacing girl.
Oh, come on. You're too smart for that.
I'm not worried about it. I didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, I was
Exactly.
just coming over here to see what the hell's going on. Because I woke
Yeah,
up.
but you even said it yourself, okay? You're nervous about places like this, okay? So there's no way you're gonna sit there and tell me that you got into a police car, okay? And ask no questions as to why you're getting into a police car after being woken up, okay?
The detective appeals to logic based on information she's already collected from Justin to point out that he may already be acting dishonest with her.
No shit.
So let's,
They said an incident happened.
okay? With who?
I guess freaking something about some kid that I don't even know who the hell he is, and
Yeah, you do. Who is he?
his name's Seth or something.
Damn, bro. He's just yeah for puffing and passing. The detective is just pulling information out of him. I don't know. Yeah, you do. Yeah, his name is Seth or something.
Something like that.
He's a bad liar.
And-
Dang.
Supposedly, I guess he got shot or whatever.
Okay.
That's all I know. Like the girls, I guess they went to go meet up with him or something, and
What girls?
Charlie and the other one.
This is 18-year-old Charlie Ely. She's the owner of the house where Justin, Kyle Hooper, and Mike Bargo also live.
Bro, what? That's
I
Floto
don't
for
like
you.
this room.
That's Floto for you. A bunch of like 20 and two 18-year-olds living in a little trailer together, like hanging out with a 15-year-old. What the fuck? Too fast.
I'm about to go crazy.
If you've committed a crime like the one they're about to talk about, you're gonna understand. Not my side of Florida.
Charlie has been obsessively checking and examining her body since entering the interview
Lying.
room. This may be
Ew.
indicative of anxiety. After nearly
popping
20
leg
minutes, a
pimples?
detective finally arrives to speak to Charlie.
Gross.
Hello.
Huh?
How are you?
Good. About to go
Good.
crazy.
About to go crazy?
Yeah, I can't. Recall.
Okay. Well, we don't do
She's
that. I'm Detective Bill with the
awkward.
Sheriff's Office.
Charlie.
Charlie? What's your last name, Charlie?
Ely.
Haley?
Ely. E-L-Y.
Okay. How you doing?
Good.
How old are you?
Brother,
18 years of age. Okay.
Gross.
Do you know why you're here?
Yes, sir.
Why are you here?
Because something happened with Seth.
Something happened with Seth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Understand that we had a deputy bring you down here because of
Chat,
what
look how normal and innocent and all this stuff they're looking right now, and then just wait till you hear what happened.
may have happened with Seth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blow
There's an
your
investigation
balls
that
off.
we're going to investigate. Are you clear with that?
Charlie sighs heavily, which may be an example of her using an adapter to expel nervous energy. Adapters are nonverbal ways that people comfort themselves when they're feeling stressed.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna sit back and pretty much just give you the floor. You've already explained to me
Talk about, but
why you think, why you're here. Okay?
I know why I'm here.
Explain to me why you're here.
Often, detectives will allow the suspect to simply tell the story in their own words. This allows
I can
them to
just
observe and
tell.
catch any lies and inconsistencies,
I don't know about
pointing these
that.
details out to encourage the subject to tell the complete truth.
I've seen this case.
And be
We'll
honest with
see.
me. Totally truthful. Hold your head up.
Okay, Sunday night. Sunday night, Amber and I walked up because her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, was Seth, and they wanted to work things out. So we met him up.
This is Sunday night?
Yes, sir. At 58th Court, it was approximately 9:30.
So you met him on the corner?
Yeah,
Okay.
they talked.
What corner did you guys meet him on?
I think it's 58th Court. I want to say that's what it is.
And who all met there?
Bro, they would think my ass is lying if they asked, where were you, what street address this, because I'm terrible with street addresses, and I was near a big brown building, I think. I GPS my way there. There was grass, a couple trees. I'd be fucked.
Me, Amber,
Real.
and Seth.
Amber is, of course, 15-year-old Amber Wright, Seth's ex-girlfriend, the half-sister of Kyle Hooper, and suspected love interest of Mike Bargo. In another room not far away, she will soon begin a similar story.
I introduced myself before. My name's Rhonda, okay? And I'm gonna talk to you about this, okay? Okay, I just need you to tell me the story. And let's start with
There's a McDonald's in the corner.
the other night.
I saw a
I
street lamp.
understand that you and Charlie went to another neighborhood or went down the street. Tell me how this all comes about.
Unlike the other detectives,
Damn,
Detective
Jason.
Stroop goes straight into the story,
Whole ass
beginning
day.
with Amber's role in the events.
Well, me and him were already talking on the phone.
Me and him.
Seth.
Okay, you and Seth. Did Seth call you or did you call Seth?
Well, he had called me a couple days before that, and I didn't answer.
Okay.
So I called him that night.
And you and Seth, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay? You two had a relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Was he, how was your relationship with him?
Not the best.
Tell me why you say not the best.
We'd always fight. He'd always hit me and cheat on me and all that.
So he was physically abusive to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Damn.
When Amber describes her relationship with Seth,
A
she touches her
pussy
hair.
work. Why?
Another
Why would
adapter
you just go all the
behavior.
way to
She
New
may be
York?
feeling uncomfortable as she talks
Pennsylvania's
about this
close
sensitive
enough.
subject.
Who all knew that?
Me, Charlie, my brother.
Okay, so Kyle knew about it. Was there a lot of people in the neighborhood just that ran around with you guys that knew this?
Hurry
Yeah.
back,
Because your
man.
mom, I
You're
understand.
not
knew
gonna
it.
miss this shit.
Okay. So Seth had called you a few days before.
Mm-hmm.
You called him back, and what day was that?
I think it was Sunday night.
Sunday night?
It was the night that this all
Not in the
happened.
Okay, so you
Lord's
called
day.
Seth, and what did Seth say?
That's fucked.
Well, it started off, I was like, hey, I know you called me the other day and I didn't answer, but you wanted
That's
to make
as
up.
fuck.
So do you want to make up or like try and be friends or something? Because I'm sorry for everything.
That shows they
And he
did
was
it,
like,
to be
yeah, I think
honest.
that'd be a good idea for the both of us because we're both tired of fighting with each other. But we just wanted to stop the drama.
So were you guys going to get back together as a couple?
No, we were just going to try and be friends.
Okay.
Because we were friends before we were dating.
Okay.
We were really close.
Okay.
And he was like, well, you should walk down here. And I was like, well, if I walk down there, I'm not walking alone because it's too dark, so can my friend Charlie come?
Uh-huh.
And he was like, sure, I guess.
Where was Seth at when you said walk down here?
The neighborhood at the end of my road, Bellevue
Ridge
Ridge
Estates.
Estates.
Okay, so Seth was at Bellevue Ridge. Whose house was he
Oh,
at
my
down there?
mouse
He
is
said
dying. I
something
get some
about Brittany.
batteries.
It seems likely Brittany was the friend that Seth and Will were visiting the night of his disappearance. Will mentioned that Seth had been distracted, texting on his phone once they left. Police later
Her
recovered.
mommy there because she's under 18. So if you're going to question a minor in the state of Florida, you got to have a parent present unless the parent waives that right, unless the police question them without them being there.
These messages. They read, "Hey, can you talk?"
Oh my God, look at this type of texting, bro. I remember I used to have to press like one keypad like 3 or 4 times to like switch to a different letter. Dude, old texting was crazy. I'd be on my flip phone, I'd be like D to get to the Y, D to get to the O, D to get to the U. You know what I'm saying? And look, she has a signature on the end. Bro, you know what my signature was on the end of my text? It would say out of control. You guys remember signatures on the end of text? It'd be like XD in my old phone. I still have XD in my new phone. T9, baby. Never been arrested. I mean, it's just like you're not gonna know these things unless you've been arrested or like you watch a lot of true crime or you like go to school for it or some shit.
You
My
said you
grandma
needed to
has
talk.
it.
Well, I kinda need to talk to you about us working things out. What do you mean? Can you please call me, like now? Yeah, sure. Hey, my friend Charlie is coming with. I've been telling her everything between me and you, and she's coming because I need her to help through this. Is that okay? But don't tell anyone what's going on because I want to make sure we can work things out before anyone knows. Amber, if you have me jumped, I will never give you the time of day. So if I get jumped, say goodbye, all right?
Damn.
I swear you're not, Seth. I
Bro,
could
he saw it coming.
never do that to you. I just want me and you back. Okay. I'm walking up the hill now. I'm at the neighborhood road. Where are you? Sorry, I didn't want Will to hear me, but stay around the corner where me and you fought. Just wait right there, and I'll be there in a minute. This was Seth's
Damn.
very
He
last
felt
text
it.
message. It's interesting that he was suspicious of Amber's motives here, as he fears that she's planning to have him jumped.
Damn. I'm
Perhaps he had a good
texting.
reason to be wary.
So you guys went down there and talked?
We were talking for maybe like not even 30 minutes.
Okay.
And his mom, I guess, texted him. And I was like, who are you texting? I thought we were talking. And he was like, my mom told me either right now or never. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess they started arguing, whatever. And then he looked at me. He's like,
Arguing with his mom through
yes.
text?
And
Okay.
I guess he called her a bitch or whatever. I didn't want to get in it. And then he was like, look, I'm not in the mood to talk right now. I'm getting out of here for now. I'll see you around. And he just stormed off. So when he stormed off, we
What a
went back to
rehearsed
my house.
story.
And about an hour
And we already
later,
know they're lying because his last text was to Amber and not to his mom.
he came to my house. Mike was off in his room like he always is.
Okay.
He never comes out.
So he had no idea you went to see Seth or that you came back from seeing Seth that you're aware of?
I didn't tell him.
Okay. And Kyle's in the living room. What's Kyle doing?
Kyle just sits there and watches TV like he always is.
Okay, so he's just watching TV in the living room. Mike's in the bedroom. Okay, and then what happens? Seth comes to
Then-
them.
knocked on the door and Charlie answered it. And she was like, well, what do you want? And he was like, I just need to talk to Amber. Can I come in?
I don't know what it is you're being careful about, okay? And it's okay to be careful, okay? But the truth is what it is, okay?
Bro, this dude was the oldest one, 20 years old, hanging out with all these kids. Like, what the fuck?
And that's what I need from you.
That's pretty much what it is. I don't know the kid.
Okay.
I know he's a little white boy, and
Using the phrase pretty much is what is known as an exclusion
Jeez,
qualifier.
weird as shit,
Other
for
examples
real,
of
bro.
exclusion qualifiers could be saying
Where were
something
the
like
parents
not
at?
really or for the most part. It allows the person to tell some of the truth while hiding the rest. It's important to note that just because you hear someone use one of these statements, it's not proof that they are lying, but an indication that they may be.
him and one of the girls used to date or whatever, and
Which girl?
the Amber girl.
Well, you just told me more than you told me a few minutes ago. How do you know Amber?
As a friend,
How did you meet her?
through her brother, Kyle, the other dude that's
Okay.
here.
Okay. All right.
Damn.
So is Kyle the other one that lives with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then now I know you know more than you're saying because,
He just moved in too.
I know, but Kyle likes to talk, doesn't he?
The detectives have pinpointed Kyle as the potential weakest link.
Nice.
After all, he is the one who originally confessed information to his mother, which resulted in the four being here at the station. What is unclear at this point is exactly how much Kyle has told his mother and the investigators. We can't be sure what the detective already knows, but neither
W.
can Justin.
Kyle. One time
I haven't
Kyle
chilled
did
with
the
the
right
kid in
thing.
like,
You what?
I haven't chilled with or hung out with him in a little while until we moved in and started living there.
Well, now you're making me
You
think
Kyle.
things a little differently. Okay?
The detective scoots her chair closer to Justin. This increased physical proximity creates additional pressure for him to tell the truth.
Now you're making me think that maybe you had some involvement in all of this. Did you?
No, ma'am.
Did you have any involvement in any of this?
No, ma'am.
No? Where'd you get the scratches from on your legs?
Vines walking through the woods.
Because
You
they
really
were
say
very, very
thorns.
fresh scratches.
Why
When did you get
vines?
those?
For real,
Yesterday, I was
W.
walking through the woods yesterday.
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
What woods were you walking through?
in my old neighborhood where I was going to talk to the dude about the tree job.
Okay, what
A
neighborhood is
tree
that?
job, like a blow job.
It doesn't have a name. It's behind a church, a big church.
This is an unsatisfactory answer and the beginning of a series of very vague answers from Justin.
I work in the woods too, you know, and I don't get scratched up like that.
No, they have like little, what are those called? Thorns or whatever on them. And
Okay,
they're up there on my leg.
let me see your other leg. Yeah, you're pretty scratched up. That's not from a walk through the woods.
You guys think that's what
Sure it
briars?
is. No.
What up, Seal?
Talk to me, Justin.
That's what happened. That's woods.
Some true crime.
Oh, I believe it's woods.
Yeah.
I believe that. I have no doubt it could be that. But that's not from walking through the woods,
Yeah.
okay? We were either running, we were walking in
It's
the
the
dark.
person who did.
The detective returns to the night in question, and Justin continues his strategy of distancing himself from
Is
the
he though?
others.
I don't
Is
know
he?
anything about what happened. Like, I just came home and
Me too,
I went to
Seal.
sleep.
This
While
case is
Justin
crazy.
maintains his ignorance of the situation, the girls continue their version of events.
Did Seth call you before he came down?
No,
there?
ma'am.
So he just showed up an hour later.
Yeah.
When you came back, did you talk to your brother or Michael about what Seth had said or that you guys had had a conversation? Did they know?
No, they didn't know what we talked about.
Okay.
Kyle asked me where I was going, and I just went, I was like, I'm going to talk to Seth and try and figure things out.
Notably, there's no mention of Justin being present at the scene in Amber's version either.
I hear a knock at the door. It's Seth. So I let him in, not thinking anything was wrong with it.
Okay. Can you draw me a drawing of your house?
That's so creepy.
I
I,
guess.
I just want to try to get a picture of what
We'll get it by
exactly.
Guardian.
The detective may be having Charlie draw the floor plan to make sure her story is crystal clear. However,
That
a
is
methodically
creepy.
laid out
Yeah, like why are a bunch of adults hanging out with two 15-year-old kids? Like the Amber girl and Seth were 15. Like why like what the fuck?
floor plan could allow the detective to point out certain details that seem implausible or odd as well.
She let him in. He sits in the chair. Me and her sitting by each other on the couch. And out of nowhere, Kyle just gets up and hits him. He
So were
didn't,
they
like-
arguing first before you hit him? You just
They're
No,
gonna try to throw
Amber
Kyle under the
and
bus,
Seth were
looks like.
talking, and Kyle comes out of nowhere and hits him, and me and Amber dart to my room.
and where was
And
he at?
Kyle said, "Get the fuck out." And he went out that way, and we hear Mike's door hit something, and Mike came out, and we heard gunshots.
Okay.
And by then, me and Charlie took off to her
Okay.
room. We shut the
Kyle
bathroom door,
seems innocent.
and we heard another door just fly open, and we just heard gunshot after gunshot after gunshot. And after maybe like 5 or 6 times of hearing it, it got quiet. And then you hear Kyle go, "What did you just do?"
The introduction of a gun into this scenario does not seem to bode well for
Y'all
Seth.
need anything?
Yet it's still
More
unclear
monsters.
exactly what happened to him,
I only got like
as the
2
girls
left.
were not visual witnesses to the event itself. It's difficult to piece together Seth's fate, especially since there hasn't been a body recovered.
How do you think Michael knew Seth was out there?
He probably heard him talking.
Okay. So it's one of them things where it's not that far apart. that
Yeah,
he-
the house is
The
very
house is
small.
he would know
It's
Seth's
small.
voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
If we said anything to anyone, he would f***ing kill us.
So this is
next.
after the gunshots.
Yeah.
He came back into the house.
Yeah,
But-
with the gun.
In
And he
his
was
hand?
waving it around.
What
It
kind of gun was it?
was a revolver.
Okay.
He had
I
a
mean,
cowboy
he's
gun.
letting us like touch it and shit. So our fingerprints are on it.
It's interesting that Charlie is choosing to volunteer information about Mike,
Interesting.
letting them touch the revolver at this
See.
point. It could very well be that she has a guilty conscience and is trying to preempt
She's trying to explain why her fingerprints would be on a gun. She's trying to get ahead of it.
preemptively dismiss certain pieces of evidence that indicate her guilt, such as her fingerprints being on a weapon.
The back door open and like I don't really know. Like
I mean,
I
like
just,
all these people are dirty. Like they're all 18 plus except for Amber and Seth, right? So like obviously they're all dirty as fuck. But at the same time, like they're like they think they're so smart trying to fool the police. They like killed somebody, blah blah blah. And you'll get the full story in here in a minute. But at the same time, bro, like lawyer the fuck up. Like none of them are gonna ask for a lawyer. That's crazy.
just heard a bunch of shit like
Always
like,
get
he
your
was
lawyer, chat.
Moving
doing
stuff
something.
around.
Yeah.
Okay, you document that.
Your right to remain
Now,
silent.
did you hear any voices or anything?
I mean, I'm glad they're stupid enough to talk. Cause listen, bro, most time if you're stupid enough to commit these atrocious crimes and stuff, you're not gonna be smart enough to like, preserve yourself and get a lawyer, whatever. So I mean, I'm glad they are so dumb that they just like are like lying to the police and they get caught in lies and they gotta be a little more honest, a little more honest, a little more honest until the full truth comes out.
Now, you
All
told
I heard it was Mike's voice.
Okay, and what did you hear Mike saying?
Yeah.
This is what you get.
So when did you guys finally come out of the room?
The next morning.
Was
How
anything different?
convenient.
Oh, it just smelled like pure bleach in the house. That's it.
Do you know
Watch
where
on
the bleach came
YouTube.
from?
No.
Exactly.
I had a bottle of bleach on the
concept
counter,
chat.
but that's not there.
So you had bleach and it's gone now? Mm-hmm.
And Mike came into the room and he said, I swear if you guys open your mouth about anything about last night, I'm going to come after you guys. He said, I gotta go. I'm going somewhere.
Okay, and he left?
Yeah. He said, I'm going somewhere. I'll be back later. And me and Amber went up to my friend Chris's house for...
Did you look around your house or anything to see what
Like,
I
I
mean,
was
you had to be
looking
curious
around.
about something,
I
right?
was looking around, but I didn't see anything. Like, I didn't see really anything. I mean, the only thing that I really noticed was in my bathroom, my shower doors.
Chat, I'm telling you, bro, once the truth comes out about this case and you actually hear what actually happened, it's gonna blow your fucking mind out your ass.
My bathroom, but the guest bathroom, shower doors were down.
Where was Michael the next day when you got up?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see him?
No, he just wouldn't come out of his room, and then me and Charlie left. And we were up at her friend's house until maybe 4, 3.
Okay.
What time did you call me? When you made dinner.
Probably about 3.
Bro,
So
that
Michael
bitch
was in the
texted me
house though when
again.
you woke up in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
This is a minor discrepancy in what has been a very parallel story, since Charlie claims Mike was out and about making more threats, while Amber says he was asleep in his room until they left.
This guy, Justin Soto, was he there when this happened?
I didn't see him anywhere. Like, I don't think he was there. I think he was talking about going and talking to someone in another neighborhood about a job that he has to do, like, next week.
What have you
They're so
heard
clever trying to
about
cover this shit up, huh?
Seth?
They think they're so smart.
Tell me everything
He
you've
used
heard
to-
about Seth.
Like he used to date Amber and I guess
For real pacing, they you can tell they like rehearse a little story. Definitely smarter than the detectives. You think so, Kato? But you gotta remember, one of the detectives' biggest strength is letting the suspects like lie and know less than what they do. The detectives don't want to come off smart right away.
I don't know. It's pretty much it. I guess he had some problems with some other kid, and
It's called the read technique.
Once again, Justin uses 2 selective memory statements, I guess and I don't know, followed by another exclusion qualifier. That's pretty much it. This doesn't mean he's guilty, but it could suggest that he's withholding information related to the case. It's possible that he's either protecting someone else or himself by holding back. This is also only an indication of deception when it isn't part of someone's normal speech patterns. Some teenagers and young adults use phrases like pretty much all the time. This is
Yeah,
another
true.
instance that highlights the importance of the
almost like
officers
slang
having some
sometimes.
low-stakes conversations with individuals before the interrogation begins, so that they can get a feel for their baseline speech patterns. That way, if their word usage changes in association with certain topics, the officer can be more certain that something is off about that specific topic.
like they were just like talking noise to each other, and
Who?
I don't even know. Like,
Yeah, you do. Who?
well, I think his name is Mike. Actually.
I knew you would remember. I had faith in you.
They
When did you
literally
first
live
meet
Mike?
together. I think his name is Mike.
Oh, I met him like 2 years ago.
He met Mike nearly 2 years ago, but just a few minutes ago was acting like he didn't even know his name. She makes one
This guy is
last-ditch
the
effort
worst
to get him to
liar.
open up to her.
What?
I'm sure
for
Mike's
real?
will talk for what's best for Mike. So Justin needs to tell me what's going on and think about what's best for Justin.
Yeah. I left yesterday. That's pretty much what happened.
Did you leave with Mike?
No.
Did you leave with anybody else? All right, well, listen, give me a few minutes, and I'll be right back, okay? All right.
She leaves to acquire a smoke for him and likely to get an update on what the other investigators have learned from their suspects.
Sorry. I'm sorry, bud. Do you mind if I talk to her again? Okay, I'm gonna bring Kyle in here with you, okay?
Damn. You can't see it, but in the top left corner, it says they're an hour and a half into this little interrogation thing.
This is 16-year-old Kyle Hooper, Amber Wright's half-brother. He's just finished a grueling one-on-one interview with a detective and is clearly distressed.
Both your kids are in a thing for murder.
Number two?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What we told you wasn't a storm. I mean, it was like everything was planned.
With Roach, everybody?
Everybody.
Admitting that everything was planned is extremely important.
And he forgets that they're on camera in here and that the cops can use this.
Because
Bro, just wait till you see how twisted this group of Florida fuckers are. How twisted and intricate and how crazy this thing is about to get.
proves mens rea, premeditated criminal intent.
He said something.
So not only has Kyle essentially admitted to murder on videotape, he's also admitted to a specific degree of murder. First-degree murder.
We're gone.
They took my phone.
Everything's gone. James is on it too.
On what? Is it on this?
Now Kyle has also unexpectedly implicated his
Listen.
stepfather, James Havens III.
Bro, there's another motherfucker who's an old-ass dude who's in on this as well.
Stating that he is in on it too. Kyle Hooper, much like his
my
sister,
God.
has told detectives a bit of a story while his mother was present. However, they likely realize at this point that he is the weakest link, as he was the one who originally confessed to his mother. He certainly doesn't seem to want to tell the full story in front of her, so the detective pulls him
so
out into a
stupid.
room alone, where he sits wiping ink from his hands from his fingerprinting. Little does he know, a confrontation is about to begin.
So, sorry about that.
What's wrong?
See ya, Jishy.
I want to be perfectly honest with you, okay? This is how I work. I'm giving you an opportunity right now to lie to me. Okay? If you take that opportunity, okay, you're a fool.
No, I'm not lying to you at all.
Everything that comes out of your little mouth right now better be 110% the truth, okay? All right, now let's start.
I feel like this dude, as fucked up as he is still, is the only dude with like a moral, like a conscience. Because like he's the only one like, yeah, the truth needs to come out.
at the beginning of this. And this is your one and only last chance to correct any discrepancies you may have of the story that you told me. Okay? Want to start fresh?
No. Man, I'm scared. Really,
Kyle, I'm sure you are. Okay?
I've never been to, I don't want to go. I don't want to go through none of this. I didn't even for none of this to happen.
Okay, but you know what, Kyle?
For real, Cuddle.
Right now is the time to man
But
up.
still.
Right now is where the rubber meets the road. Okay? I can do nothing for you. I can do nothing. I can't talk to you if you're not going to tell me the truth.
She may be trying to empathize with him to make him feel like she cares, but she makes no hints or promises that he
Listen,
won't be locked up.
I'll
that
tell
she
you this. If you're guilty or not, the police do not give a fuck about you. Trust me.
will help him. Meanwhile, Kyle is hiding his face with his hand, which may indicate that he feels shame and wants to hide himself from the detective's gaze.
So let's start at the beginning, okay? Just you and I here, just start at the beginning. Tell me what really happened.
Kyle begins his story with important insight into his state of mind that night. He and his biological dad did not get along, which may have been a major factor in Kyle's sudden decision to move in with Charlie. To that end, he sold his laptop to raise quick cash for rent, and that instigated an argument with his mother. Feeling like he was losing his family, he went to his stepfather, James Havens, for mental support, who later dropped him off at Charlie's house. His anger and frustration may have been contributing factors to his fateful decisions later that night. With the stage set, Kyle begins his shocking tale.
He drops me off. All right. Well, we got this kid that comes over. His name's Brandon. He plays the guitar.
Brandon?
Yeah, his name's Brandon. He plays the guitar. He's got long hair. He's in a band and stuff like that.
That comes over to Charlie's house?
Yeah, he plays guitar, and well, he was out there playing guitar and stuff like that out in the front yard and everything. And then Mike, he was like getting all into it. He went in the house. I guess he was snorting some pills or whatever. And, he was.
What kind of pills were Mike snorting?
I'm not sure. They were white pills.
Where'd he get them?
There's no telling where he gets any of this stuff. I don't know. He don't tell me nothing about stuff like that, honestly.
Okay.
The detective is interested in these pills, but all Kyle can contribute is that they were white.
He plays guitar.
Yet Mike's alleged drug use that night may have contributed to him making the decision to kill Seth and follow through with that choice.
Like, look at all the drugs and terrible shit going on in this house. Why are there a bunch of 15-year-olds there? They're so evil.
Although it's unknown what specific drug he may have taken, many illegal substances have been linked to increased levels of violence.
So he's snorting some pills and so on?
And he, he's getting all wired up, hyped up and everything. And somebody brought up the name Seth, and he's like, man, I want to go in and kill him midnight. He's like, I just want to. And he's like, you guys down? And I told him no. I told him I don't.
When he said you guys down, who's he talking to?
Like,
you and him?
Me, Amber, Charlie, Roach. Okay.
Who's Roach now?
The guy Justin Soto.
Oh, okay. So Soto was there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Kyle hesitates, but then officially places Justin at the scene on this night, disputing his claims that he did not hang out with them and had no knowledge of anything
Roach
that took
is a
place.
liar.
Justin is going to have some explaining to do.
I know you were there. I know about what you did. I know that you participated. And I want to know exactly what you did so that I don't blame you for something you didn't do. Because everybody else is. All right?
Blaming me?
Yeah.
The detective has clearly learned details from the other interrogations. However, Justin doesn't.
They're slowly letting them lie, dig themselves into a hole where they're forced to confess more details. They're playing them off each other. The detectives are doing a real good job right now.
Know how much she knows, and she's implying they're laying the blame for events squarely at his feet. It appears that the detectives may be using the prisoner's dilemma as one of their tactics to get everyone to talk.
That is pretty smart, though.
This psychological dilemma involves separating people and then giving them a scenario in which each person must decide, without being able to communicate, if they're going to cooperate with each other and stay silent, or if they're going to turn.
And then comparing them, and then using the other people's stories like, oh, that was a lie, so you need to tell me the truth. And they're just going to keep on until the full truth comes out.
On the other and deflect blame off of themselves. All the while, the detectives tell each person that the other has already spilled all of their secrets and blamed them. Here, each of the suspects face this same decision dilemma. If they all stay quiet, there may not be enough evidence to convict them, or they could receive a lesser charge.
I've watched this YouTube channel a lot, and sometimes it'll say, this detective doesn't know what they're fucking doing. But these detectives are doing really well. Very, very patient.
But with the choice to cooperate with each other comes a great risk. If only one person stays silent while the rest talk, they risk getting blamed for everything. But if they all talk, then they all could face punishment. The detectives will put the pressure on even more by suggesting to each person that the others are pointing the finger at them. Is this just an excellent way for interrogators to get to the truth? Or is it unethical to pit suspects against each other as it could incentivize false confessions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Don't do illegal shit, exactly.
Yeah. Wow, I know what happened to Seth. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, the floor is yours. Question is Roach gonna look out for Roach? Or is Roach gonna not look out for him and let him take the fall for everybody else?
Well, since you put it that way, this is what happened since they were.
Yeah,
Is he-
he really sounds like a low-level criminal. Well, since you put it that way, I guess I'll spill the beans. Like he doesn't even try not to sound like shit, like scum, you know?
Easy as that. Justin
That's
joins
crazy.
Kyle in revealing the truth of that
A
horrible night.
relative, he's mad.
Meanwhile, Kyle's grim story is far from over. Mike has just taken the pills and is amped up and ready for violence.
Was he talking about killing? Was he talking about killing Seth?
Pretty much, because he was like, man, because he's like, all you gotta do is find him and kill him on the way down here and everything like that. And he didn't want Amber to call him off of the phone or text him. He didn't want nothing, have her or Charlie to have nothing to do with it.
What could Seth possibly have done to stir up such animosity with Mike? This couldn't have been a random event. There had to be a motive.
Bro, a grown-ass man
Perhaps
mad
Amber
at
has
a
already given
15-year-old.
investigators a clue.
Why does Michael not like Seth?
Because he likes Amber.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So have you ever
Bro,
dated?
this grown-ass man likes a 15-year-old, and then he's so jealous and envious, he kills her 15-year-old ex-boyfriend. Like, what a fucking loser.
Michael?
We've never dated, but we've always had a thing for each other.
Okay.
Never dated.
Illegal.
Okay.
Despite what Amber says here, Seth certainly
No,
feels
buddy,
like she
yeah.
and Mike were in a relationship. The two
The
former
mom is a
lovebirds
freak.
engaged in a social media war after the breakup, which demonstrated how volatile things had become between them. In February of 2011, before the breakup, their Facebook posts were what one might
Jeez.
expect from teens in love. But then on March 23rd, Amber announces that she is done, followed approximately a week later by a similar post from Seth, indicating that he is now single.
Single, hit me up. I don't have a trick now. And then his phone number. Bro, Seth was a G. Fuck yeah.
Seth
Bro, Facebook posts are crazy, aren't they? Like how Facebook posts used to be, and like the Facebook wall, like when we were in middle school, high school, shit used to go down on Facebook. I mean, bro, Facebook used to be super personal, you know? Like you didn't like the internet was way different back then.
and Amber continue to express their frustrations, which leads to an online war, with friends on both sides providing support and sometimes a voice of reason when they take things too far. On April 3rd, Seth seems to want to extend the olive branch, but Mike gets involved and Amber makes it clear she wants nothing to do with Seth. According to some sources, it was around this time that Seth challenged Mike, and the two got into a fight. Despite being younger by 3 years, Seth apparently won the fight, deepening the
Damn! Bro, Seth won the physical fight in combat, and Mike got so pissed. Like, bro, listen to that. Bro, Seth was a G.
rivalry
Private
between
account.
them. Battle
Nah, whole
lines are
Facebook was
drawn.
crazy.
Amidst this online chaos, it's no wonder that Seth was suspicious about being jumped when Amber suddenly wanted to make nice with him and get back together.
Well, Amber decided and she agreed to it.
Your brother told me everything.
Okay.
So you can sit there and you can continue to lie and I'm gonna walk out and treat you like a piece of garbage. Or you can sit here and treat me with the respect that I treated you with. Okay? And you can tell me the truth.
Yes,
What's your choice gonna be?
ma'am. True.
Okay? Speak up so I can hear you too. Okay?
Alright.
So let's start at the beginning again. Can you tell me the story? And the first
I'm not gonna
time
insanely private.
that
with
I
people
think you
I
lied,
knew.
I'm getting up and walking out of here and I don't care what happens to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The detective is far more aggressive now. Amber begins with Brandon playing music and designates the same players on the scene, including Justin and her stepfather.
James.
Like, why is this old ass dude there with all these kids? Like, everyone is 20 and below, and then some old ass weirdos there.
Brandon both left after like Brandon was playing guitar and everything. They both left, and Mike was
He was
like
at one point.
talking to Charlie and Kyle and me, and he was like, "You should call Seth." And I was like, "For what?" He was like, "Act like you're gonna make up with him." And I was like, "For what, Mike?" He's like, "Because I'm gonna kill him." And I was like,
Don't
"Why are you
use it
doing
anymore.
that?" He's
Yeah,
like,
I haven't used
'Cause I'm
Facebook
tired of
since,
him.
like,
This is a
I was a
key
little
moment,
kid.
as Amber has now revealed her knowledge of Mike's intentions. This admission means that she knew something may happen to Seth if she called him to ask him to meet her. She's now gone from an innocent bystander to an instrumental part of Mike's plan.
So I went into the front with Charlie, and I called them, and I told them I wanted to make up.
With additional confirmation that the girls are not as...
Like, this girl was leading him to his... to this other boy to his death. 15, like, I want to kill this kid. Can you get him over here? And she's like, I'll do it. That's crazy.
Innocent as they claimed, there is still another confrontation that needs to take place to get the full story.
I need you to be totally honest and truthful with me, okay? Because we have talked to other people. We've talked to Kyle, okay? And Kyle has told us his new version of the story, okay? He's, from at this point, he's been totally cooperative, okay? I know there's some things that transpired prior to.
Like, what the fuck?
I know there were some conversations prior to about something happening.
The detective is being intentionally vague when he hints that Kyle has given them information. He wants to increase Charlie's discomfort so she will be more likely to talk.
I wasn't involved in that. I don't know
Chat, I'm going to keep this playing real quick because I know you guys are in the middle of it. But I'm going to go grab some Cheerios. Cheerio, BRB.
he's talking about. I mean, it might have been between him and Mike, but I don't know.
Cal has already, and I'll be honest with you, has implemented you in being involved in knowing or having knowledge to this thing transpiring prior to it happening.
But I didn't.
This what doesn't make sense to me. You're telling me that you guys are in this house. You drew out a diagram for me of your house where everybody was sitting at. The C is for
Me,
the A is for,
Amber,
the K is for,
Kyle,
the S is for,
Seth,
and then Mike was in his room allegedly, correct? Okay. Who else was at this house that you did not put in there?
Roche was there, but he wasn't there when that happened.
Yes, he was.
I didn't see him.
It seems likely that Kyle, Amber, and Charlie had previously coordinated with Justin to leave him out of the events completely. The detective shifts focus to Seth's arrival.
Stupid and insane.
And you said that he just unannounced himself and just came to the house. Is that correct?
Yeah.
No one told him to come to the house.
No.
How did he come to that house? Because I'm telling you right now, there's a different story in that other room.
I mean, he walked. I mean,
I understand he probably walked with his left foot and his right foot, one in front of the other, and he physically came to the house. This is where you need to be truthful with me. You need to be truthful with me. Because right now you're beating at the bush. Okay? And you're not being truthful with me. Can we both agree on that?
yeah.
This, at least, is progress in the right direction.
This bitch is... Charlie is the one holding out the most, bro.
Let's check in with Kyle.
Take a deep breath. You're doing really well. It's about time.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Once he pulls himself together, he provides some insight into his feelings for Seth.
I really hated Seth. And there was time, because my ex-girlfriend, I found him in the bed with my ex-girlfriend, and I really...
Damn, Seth with a G. He fucked your sister and your ex-girlfriend? Damn, bro. Seth, bro, they were all just jealous as fuck of this dude. That's so insane.
I didn't like that, and I loved her. But I really didn't want to go out and kill the kid. It wasn't my intention.
Friend beat him in a fight. Yeah, Mike.
And he come, all right.
3 years older than him.
Well, Mike was talking about it. He's like, listen. He's like, I'll do it. And believe it or not, Amber wanted it done. Amber don't want nothing to do with him. Amber wanted him dead and gone. He deserved it.
He deserved it.
Kyle is deflecting responsibility off himself by justifying what they did, by blaming the victim and stating that he deserved it.
I wanted him dead, but I didn't want to do it, and I didn't want nothing to be a part of it. I didn't want it.
Maybe he doesn't have a conscience. No. Like, how can, like, young individuals get so fucked up that they think all these things are okay, justifiable, deserved? Like, that's, like, this crazy, chat. Like, this is parenting gone wrong. Just insane psychopaths.
Nothing. But...
And Mike said he would do it.
But Mike said he would do it.
So you talked to Mike
he kept on saying, man, I'll take the blame for it. I'll take the blame for everything. I'll do it. I'll do everything. I'll take the blame if the cops ask you, if anything. I'll take the blame. I have nothing to lose.
Kyle has admitted to quite a bit so far. He seems to mistakenly believe that Mike could take all the blame for killing Seth if he's the only one who pulls the trigger.
It's
That's
whatever.
crazy.
And
They're so
Amber agreed to
ignorant,
it.
too.
Everybody was agreeing to it.
So did Soto agree?
Huh?
Soto, Roach,
Everybody agreed.
He
Like I
agreed?
said, everybody agreed.
Amber agreed,
Mm-hmm. And Jay.
Charlie agreed,
Mm-hmm.
Mike said he would do it, and you agreed. So there's 5 people.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The detective makes it perfectly clear that Kyle is stating that each of them were involved in premeditation for
What
murder.
happened?
And Mike's like, man, I can't do
What
this.
up, Draco?
It's got to be done now. He's like, wait, Mickey, he's not. He's sitting in the love seat. He's like, it's got to be done now.
What are you confused about?
Mike opened the door. I come out. I hit him over the stick, the head.
Where was Seth when you hit him?
He was in the chair,
Okay.
and I hit him over the head with the stick, and it broke 3 times on him.
Kyle had previously admitted that both he and Justin Soto intended to hit Seth to make it easier for Mike to kill him. This is considering aiding in the murder and could make them just as culpable as
This
Mike.
is insane.
He's now admitted that he actually followed through on his part. In another room, Charlie's detective is about to use this event.
Discrepancies? Well, doesn't be confused about. Like, obviously they're telling the truth, but like from their own perspective and mindset and their own like how they see it. It's so
To
crazy.
perform a coup de grace.
At no time did you ever say, when Kyle hit Seth across the head with this stick, board, or whatever this object was, what the hell are you doing? What's going on? If you didn't know what was going on. You see the picture I'm painting now? Obviously, you had to know what was
favorite
going on.
part, for real, mine too.
Okay? Because any person in their right mind would have asked this question if you and I are sitting in this room
People-
and whoever's sitting over here and I just start beating the hell out of him, aren't you going to want, what's going on?
Yeah.
You never said that. You know why? You know why?
Yeah.
Why?
So I knew something might have happened.
Exactly.
Charlie finally admits that she knew something might happen.
Damn.
Once the detective started being aggressive about her lies, it didn't take very long for her to break under the pressure.
I hit him, and he stood up. And when I broke it over his head 3 times, he stood up. And then Roach come in, and then he hit him with his stick, and he was, and then
5 people trying to kill a 15-year-old over nothing, basically. Literally over nothing. Just some like middle school, high school petty drama.
and he was trying to go through the kitchen, and Mike shot him in the back twice with a gun.
Kyle hit Seth with a thing, and I flew against the counter, and I looked.
Roach hit him with a stick too?
Yeah, I didn't look at it. I was in the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and all I seen was Seth fly, and then Kyle and Roach flew, and Mike flew right behind him. And Charlie was like, come into the room, come into the room, come into the room.
When Kyle hit him over the head, that's when we ran into the room because we didn't know where Mike was. Like, we thought he was in his room, and obviously that's where he was. But, like, we didn't know where he was with the gun.
Okay.
And then he was still trying to go out the front door.
For beating this poor 15-year-old with sticks. He's trying to run out the door and escape for his life, while 2 grown men are hitting him with sticks.
And Mike just kept on shooting him. I kept on telling Mike, I was like, stop it, let him go. And he just kept on shooting him. And he goes out the house.
I just got out of the way and like pumped his ass.
And Roach grabs him like this and Seth on the ground and has him choked. And I don't know what he did to his knee, but he kind of messed up his knee, and Roach rolled over.
Who messed up his name?
Roach,
Okay.
Soto, and he rolled over, and Mike come up and shot him.
Dude ran out of the house. He got shot 2 or 3 times in the back, hit in the head with sticks. He gets out of the house. The Justin Soto guy comes and puts him in a headlock. He rolls the Justin Soto dude off of him. That's how he got the scratches onto the ground, right? They couldn't stop this kid, bro. He was a beast. He gets out of the house, already shot, already banged up with sticks, grown-ass men attacking him. And then once he rolls him off, the other dude comes and pops him in the head.
In the head, and that's when it was over.
Mike shoots him. How many times?
It's like 5 times maybe, I guess.
Right there on the spot?
It gets crazier too.
And oh my God,
It
man.
makes me sad. That is brutal.
And
It's insane.
it comes back into, and then I was like, Mike's like, man, grab him, you gotta grab him, Kyle. We can't have nobody, we gotta grab him. And I was scared, I was freaking out, and I'm like, okay. And I grabbed him, and I pulled him up the stairs.
This poor kid made it out of the house, and they pull him back into this horror house. His body.
And
Grabbed who?
Seth, I started pulling him up the stairs.
Was Seth still alive?
Partially, yeah.
Okay,
He was still
breathing at
alive.
that time.
He is partially still alive.
I walked in the room with her. I was so shooken up. I'm staring at her. I'm crying. She's trying.
Shot multiple times, beat the fuck up, choked out. And this kid was still fighting for his life, and they wouldn't let him go. They wouldn't call an ambulance. They dragged him back in the house for more motherfucking torture, chat.
They don't want me to stop crying. I'm about to puke from it all. And then they got him in the house and laid him on the
They couldn't even
floor.
let him go after that motherfucker got shot over and over and beat the stick, and he still got away. He was still alive, pacing.
They put him in the bath, and then
Who put him in the bathtub?
Roach come in, and he helped put him in the bathtub.
I like
Did you help put Seth in the bathtub?
Yeah, I like grabbed a little piece of him and like just put him in there, and then I just went out and
And then when he was in the bathtub, Mike kept on getting all psycho and pissed, and kept on punching him and shooting him, and I had to grab him like this to pull him back, and I told him to stop. I said, listen, you need to stop right now.
What up,
And then
Steph?
I come in, and then Mike's wanting to break it. I come in, and Mike's trying to break his kneecaps to put
Is
him
he
in a
dead at
hog
this
tie.
point, or is he
Yeah,
still?
he's completely dead.
Who broke?
So now, bro, Mike is just going to town on his body, breaking his kneecaps, just brutalizing the body, brutalizing the corpse. They could have saved him, yeah. I mean, at this point, no, but
His legs and knees?
I think Mike did that.
And that's when Mike had his leg pulled out like this with some in his hand, some hard, trying to break his kneecap.
How'd you get the scratch marks on your legs? Fighting with Seth?
No, I didn't. It's still woods and stuff.
Finding firewood?
Huh?
Finding firewood
Yeah,
to burn up
listen.
Seth?
I guess, yeah.
And then Mike was like, Roach, get him in the bathroom. And then Charlie was like, Amber, don't walk out there. Don't walk out there. We don't need to see it. That's when Mike walked in the room with his gun in his hand. And he was like, I love you both, but if you say anything, I'll kill you both.
When a person threatens to kill another person to get them to commit a crime, that creates a duress defense.
That's
However, this is
insane.
not usually a defense to a homicide, as it's considered wrong to take another person's life, regardless of whether your own life has been threatened. Furthermore, since Amber was aware and participated in these events before there was ever a threat involved, her part in the murder is already done.
this is fucking insane.
22.
The 22.
Okay.
22 revolver. It's all black.
Where's it at right now?
It's under the house in the air duct.
That's where the gun's at right now.
That's where the gun
Where are
is.
the
He told me
sticks
to.
that you guys,
Everything got burnt.
He then begins to explain how they disposed of Seth's body
For
once his
real.
kneecaps were broken in the bathtub.
And then he hog tied him, and then he put him in the bag.
in what bag?
The like I said, that
Sleeping
that
bag.
sleeping bag.
Okay, so after the bathtub, they put him in some blue thingy that you said,
Yeah,
like a
A
bag.
bag or something.
Okay, what do they do?
He was brought up there.
Who brought him out?
Mike and Kyle.
It says Mike and Soto.
Well, they brought him up there first, and I just like dragged him a little bit.
After a pause, Justin
Well,
amends
three
his
of us
story
will
since the
die.
detective already knows he was involved, but just a little bit. He'd already been collecting wood for the fire, and now they got it started in the backyard, preparing to dispose of the
I know,
body in the
dude.
bag.
To a
We had these
15-year-old.
two tires. The tires, now the rubber was supposed to, I guess what Mike said was supposed to overdo the smell of the burnt body, something like that. So
Where'd you get the tires?
the tires were
You
already in the
dumbass.
front yard. They come off of some car or something. And then I come out there, and then Roach was telling me something about the shovel. Like, I guess he hit him over the head with a shovel or something, because he was still, like, Mike's psycho, he's crazy. The guy's completely dead, and he's still hitting him.
If what Kyle is saying is true, Mike
This is
continuing to strike
insane.
the body with a shovel could suggest that he's trying to relive the experience of killing Seth.
This is
He
like
may have felt a rush of
brutalizing
adrenaline
a
when he
young
first
boy.
attacked the victim, and he wants to feel that excitement again. The drugs Mike took may have also contributed to his frenzied behavior.
You and Mike stayed out there and watched the body burn in the fire,
I
right?
stayed out there.
You stayed out there by yourself?
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate your being honest about that, okay?
Mhm.
So I guess it was your job to make sure the body burned?
Yeah. I just wanted it all to be over.
The next morning, when the fire's out, Mike prepares what remains of Seth's body for disposal.
We're just going around there. Mike's in the back picking teeth from his skull and playing with his tongue. He's all sick and everything.
They tortured him.
He's
Hurry
putting
back,
them
Jeff.
into them containers with paint and everything, the ashes and everything.
Who's helping him do that?
He was at that point. He was just doing everything by himself at that point, because everybody just said, "F it, we're done."
Where is Seth right now? Where is all of his body parts?
That's crazy.
It's somewhere in Ocala.
Where?
Oh, well, it's some rock quarry thing or whatever.
This quarry was a place Mike had once gone swimming with an ex-girlfriend, and he knew it was a desolate place, perfect for disposing of the paint buckets that contained his victim.
It's out. You brush your teeth, right?
Yeah,
You know what toothpaste look like, right?
yeah,
You ever mashed it?
yeah.
You ever try to put it back in there?
It can't go back in.
Can't.
I want my mother-in-law.
Can't go back in, can it?
No.
Somewhere nearby,
Jeez.
Amber faces the music for her part in the debacle.
What were you thinking?
I was scared.
What were you scared of? There was no threat
I was
at the
scared
time,
of Mike.
but there was no threat at the time. Seth wasn't even there.
Mhm.
So what are you being afraid of? Seth wasn't even there. There was nothing for Mike. You said, Mike told me, I love you both. He would never do anything to hurt you. What were you thinking about getting Seth up there?
I don't know. I wasn't thinking at the time.
Did you just hate Seth that bad?
I didn't hate him. I was hurt.
Does your mom know about this?
This is insane, chat.
The detective asks her brother the same question.
What do you think your mom's gonna say does your mom know this true story?
Oh, yeah. She knows what I told her.
So gruesome.
What do you
I was
think
hurt,
Mom's
so
gonna
let's
say?
kill him. Literally,
Not
imagine
one of
your
her
kids
children.
do this.
But both her children are involved in murder.
Last but not least, there's Justin.
I just don't want to get into no more shit. I didn't even want to get in this shit. I just wanted to get my life together.
That's
I was planning
awful.
on going to the military and everything, but it's fucking out of the picture now. Well,
Why-
my life pretty
Why
much is
didn't
out
you
of the
just,
picture.
let me ask you this. You're telling me you wanted to
Worry
get your
about
life
your
straight,
life.
this, that,
What about Seth's life, bro?
the other.
I don't like,
That's all bullshit,
fuck-
because
I
if you
just
wanted to
don't
get
like-
your life straight, you know what you would have done? You would have not participated in this, and you would have called the cops and said, this is what's about to happen to this kid.
Literal
You gave
kid.
no regard to another person's life. Why didn't you call 911?
I don't call 911.
You don't call 911,
I don't like dealing with the line.
but you let a person die.
You killed a
Because that's
person.
the honorable thing to do.
And my life is
With interrogations complete, detectives begin sending the suspects one at a time to
What
where
the
Kyle
fuck?
and his mom are waiting. He's sitting in the
That
chair,
walk away,
currently just off
dramatic.
screen.
She said, "You tell me the truth and and straight the truth, and I will try helping you." That's why I needed to talk to the detective again. I'm gonna just come out with it. And I'm gonna get everything done and over with, and I just want it all done. So I told him.
If someone cannot afford an attorney, they have a constitutional right to have an attorney appointed. This is explained to every person in custody.
Imagine hearing that disgusting story in person, and you'd feel so bad, be so frustrated, just like senseless end of a young life for no reason.
He is a part of their
No
Miranda
reason at
rights.
all.
But Kyle doesn't seem to fully comprehend this right.
I wish I would have never met this kid, man.
Who?
So,
I wish you didn't meet Mike.
that too.
Where's Rose and Charlie?
I don't know. I haven't seen him. I haven't even seen him.
Can I have Mom come out?
I had to. They knew we were lying.
Immediately, Amber confronts Kyle.
See, it gets even worse. And wait, chat, this thing gets even crazier. Like, they talk about, like, why did you, give up the story? They are all so narcissistic and crazy that they think they could get away with that.
For a second. Is that your mom's purse?
Yeah.
Let me give your mom.
They should leave it.
No, actually.
So, we've interviewed Amber, Charlie, and now you can't now. I know you're lying to me.
They immediately begin talking about the interrogation. It's likely that they're unaware that they're being recorded.
I'm sorry, guys.
He's not gonna wait for me.
Charlie taps her arm where her husband's name is tattooed.
Jesus.
With the prospect of facing incarceration
Why would anyone want to be with you after this shit?
before them,
the
the conversation turns to their feelings about the idea.
Yeah, that's what I
That's so insane, bro.
terrified.
What up, Chloe?
Because I'm actually going to an actual jail. And then an actual prison. It's no like juvenile.
Well, I'll probably be going.
You can't, you're 15.
Yep, they can try.
Bro, I like how there's so misunderstanding of the law, especially in Florida, which has some of the strictest laws when it comes to murder. Depending on the degree of murder and the anticipation, the mindset, and the planning that goes into it, if they think you have enough competency and you planned it as an adult, they will charge you and try you and sentence you as an adult. Doesn't matter how old you are.
Me as an adult, because I actually.
In time, they begin to speculate about the one person who is still missing, Justin.
Before you and him were done getting interviewed, Roach was already out because I heard
Love
them
everybody.
talking about
Welcome, Chloe.
cigarettes. So where's Roach now? And I even said if they don't do anything, they don't do anything about with us, then we're gonna have to watch our backs.
Well, with Mike?
With anybody.
You know how many people are gonna hate us for this? People that don't even know us are gonna be looking for us if we get out of this.
Look how they're talking about it.
There's a 15-year-old kid murdered because of us. Do you honestly think people want to be around that? Do you think people think there's those kind of people are supposed to be here?
Yeah, but it's not our fault.
Hell, I don't even like the kind of people, and I'm one of them now.
I don't
And
even.
I didn't even do anything.
Throughout their discussions,
calm
they've been
about
placing
this.
the blame squarely on Mike as the
That's
ringleader,
insane.
discounting their own contributions to Seth's murder,
For real, Cotty.
as Kyle does here. They seem to struggle to acknowledge what they've done or take responsibility for their own actions.
Amber, where are the clothes that you had on that Sunday?
After Amber answers the detective's question,
It's insane,
Kyle
for
takes
real.
the opportunity to try to find out some information.
Can you tell us anything? What's gonna happen to
Yep,
us?
I sure can, and I will. Just in 1 second, just let me go back and tell him what she said. What shirt did you have on? This is the story. You're an adult, correct? Juvenile and juvenile, correct? Am I right?
Mhm.
You two are under 18 and you're 18. You're all going to be booked with first-degree premeditated murder. You two will go to the juvenile assessment center. You will go to the Marion County Jail. Okay?
For how long?
Take a deep breath. You'll have no bond. You won't be getting out.
How many years?
Oh, honey, this is not. Listen to me. Everybody, just take a deep breath.
Like, well, since we really didn't do anything.
No.
We really didn't do anything. They sound so creepy, all psychopathic and sociopathic. And the crazy thing is, these interviews will be played in front of the judge who recommends their sentence to the jury. Their question. Torque, what up, dog?
See, but you did. First of all, let's get over that hump right now, okay? That we really didn't do anything because everybody's complicit here. A person died. A person was murdered, okay? We all knew about it. We all planned it. We were all involved in getting it done. So let's hop that hurdle first, okay? Let's man up to the fact that, damn
I've
it,
seen this one before.
this was a pretty heinous crime and we all had something to do with it. Now we got to deal with what will happen to us from that, okay?
Yeah, well, it was like the fact, like, I know I was scared because Mike had a gun and
Bro, look how she's talking. Fuck this bitch. Give her the electric chair, bro. Fry her brains out. State of Florida.
Oh, you know what? Stop it. Do you think we haven't been listening to everything you guys have been saying in here? Are you that stupid, really?
I know.
Then just stop. Because I don't even, lying to me just makes me just, ugh, I hate it.
I wasn't lying.
Oh, yeah, you were.
You
You lied
lied.
about a few things.
You lied from the very start. She lied about her story from literally the first story she told was a complete lie. And then she was like, oh, I wouldn't lie about things. Bitch, you're a murderer. You don't think you wouldn't lie? You kill people and like, oh, I wouldn't lie though. Dude,
But
the last one
anyway,
to correct.
that's what's going to
Exactly.
happen. It is one
Courtroom.
step at a time. Remember to breathe. That's how we get through stuff like this, okay? But you know what? I will say, you, sir, I have a lot of admiration for because at least you told the truth.
Having praised Kyle for his honesty, she informs them that they will be booked, but that they still have the trial to determine their guilt or innocence.
What? How? Is Roach gonna
And
go
I
through the
need
same
her.
thing?
Yes, he is too. He's admitted his part. He will be booked also.
She tells Kyle and Amber they will let her see her
I like
mother.
how Amber is so psychopathic. She just wants to make sure everyone's getting charged, everyone's getting this. It's just like she's like, oh, is Roach getting in too? He better be.
Before
She
they have
means
to
for
leave
real.
and then departs. The staggering reality of their situation begins to sink in.
We're all in for murder.
What about
And
Roach?
like,
Well, he's just, there's no point in putting them in the room together because, like, you know.
what? Did you say, why did you lie? This is our life now.
Oh my God,
We didn't do anything with the body or anything like that. I get 5 years, I'm 20 by the time I
If I get 5 years, maybe 20 by the time I get out, chat, wait till you hear their sentences. It's the most satisfying thing ever.
get out.
Amber
5
is unable
years
to
is
grasp
true.
the true magnitude of what a first-degree
That's
murder
cute.
conviction would mean.
Literally
5
dead.
years would be a drop in the bucket compared to what she can expect.
And
Kill
I'm
someone.
gone.
And chat, killing someone in the Florida is the worst state to do it because they have the most strict, reality check coming in hot for real. And for a lifetime. It's one of the most strict states when it comes to murder charges.
Joe's gonna be gone. He's not gonna stay at all.
Very
This is
true.
all because of Mike. Like,
What
that's
year
all.
was this? I'm pretty sure it was 2004 is what they said, chat, in the beginning of that.
I'm so scared. I'm gonna get my ass beat in there. I think it's gonna be like, and I can't
Right.
fresh little meat. It's probably gonna be the smallest fucking person in there. Oh no, we
0405.
Oh, you guys are going to the juvenile thing. I'm going to the big thing. Have you seen the juvenile? The juvenile is fucking crazy. The jail is full of fucking
Doesn't say the year.
from that. Now the juvenile is all these. I'm so scared. It's gonna wear me.
In the middle of this despair, the detectives let Justin into the room. He is not happy.
We're screwed.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
And Mike's fucking running while we're all handling it for him.
Yeah. Didn't say the year anywhere. Someone could look it up.
I just want my life to end right now.
Just look up Amber Wright. That's the main person.
I just want my life to end right now.
Detectives now had a pretty good idea of what may have happened to Seth, but there were still missing pieces to the puzzle and a
One
suspect at
person is
large.
missing.
However, everything was about to fall into place. Later that same night in Stark, Florida, James Williams Sr. was driving home. He'd only stopped at work long enough to tell his boss that he needed the night off
2011.
because there was something very
Damn.
important
W. Cotty.
that he had to do.
What up?
That something was taking Mike Bargo to turn himself in to the police. Mike was his daughter's boyfriend, so Mr. Williams had offered him sanctuary in good faith.
That's crazy. That like this Mike guy killed Seth, but actually had a girlfriend. That's crazy, bro.
Unaware of the real reason
missed
Mike
so
needed a
much.
place to lie low. Yet just before, for his overnight shift, Mike admitted
My
the truth to him, or at least a version of it, and agreed to turn himself in. Now, cleared of his work obligations, Mr. Williams was on his way to help him do just that. However, as he neared his house, he witnessed a multitude of flashing blue lights surrounding it. It seems the police had already tracked Mike and were going to relieve him of his duty. This is James Williams Sr. He is the father of Mike Bargo's girlfriend, Kristen, and is the man he chose to stay with while on the run from police.
Tell me how you became involved in this and what knowledge do you have about
Okay. I just run down everything exactly to you as what happened.
it? Okay.
Yesterday, I got a call from him, actually from my daughter, wanting to know if he could come up and stay at my house for a couple of days. At which point she didn't tell me anything more than that. And then he called shortly thereafter. And I said, well, he said, look, I got in an altercation in Ocala, the place I was living, got into a fight, and they threw me out of the house and I needed a place to stay for a few days while things cooled down. And he said, and he started getting all emotional, and I kind of figured it was something, I said, what's going on, Mike? And he said, Jimmy, he said,
This is
at
crazy.
that point, I believe he said yesterday or the day before, I believe he said the day before, that somebody had raped his little sister, and he shot him 8 times and killed him.
Mike seems to feel the need to get things off his chest, but still can't bring himself
That's
to be
crazy.
completely
He used a terrible story to justify that, like making some bullshit up.
honest.
That's so
And
fucked. So
I
fucking
started talking
fucked.
to him, and I said, look, man, I said,
What
I'm
a
telling you
lie.
right now, I don't need no trouble like this. And I said, you don't either. The best thing for you to do is turn yourself in.
For what
And he
the
pretty
hell?
much agreed that that's what he was going to do. Said he was going to call his father to come get him.
Mr. Williams claimed he had a strict job, so he had to go check in before he could request time off. He went to do so, intending to come back and be the one to take Mike to the station, even though he didn't tell him. While he's gone, Mike decides to open up to someone else in the household. This is Crystal Anderson, Mr. Williams' live-in girlfriend. She was at the house
Jeez.
during Mike's visit.
And then after I got done cooking, and I got Jim up to go to work, and he left, and Mike's like, can I talk to you? And he said that the little girl that lives there, that's 15 years old, said that her boyfriend had raped her.
Damn. From what
And I was
happened.
like, oh my God. are you
Self-preservation,
slow?
bro.
And he's like, yeah, and he's like, I killed him. I said, what?
Mike completely unburdened
Bro, Mike is telling this story to justify it in his head and clear his own conscience for what he did.
himself, telling the entire story to Crystal as she listens in horror. According to Crystal, Mike claimed that he killed Seth because Seth had allegedly assaulted Amber. Because James and Crystal are important figures in his girlfriend's life, he may have wanted to make himself look better in their eyes. If he said he only killed to protect a girl he saw as his little sister, he may have believed he would appear more sympathetic to them.
And he said,
He literally killed him out of pure jealousy.
after he did that,
That's insane. What a
that
psycho.
he took 5-gallon buckets and put the ashes in the buckets. Him and the girl's stepdad.
This is when the stepdad comes into play. He helped get rid of the body, drive him to the quarry, and dump all the ashes into the quarry.
Drove them to some place where they go swimming at, and had took cinder blocks and tied them to the bucket and threw his body in the river.
Fucking wild. What the hell?
Crystal's story cements James Haven's culpability as she describes that he was involved in disposing of the body.
Real pacing. This is
Several
wild.
accounts place Justin Soto at the scene, too. Allegedly, Amber texted James Havens, her stepfather, and asked him to come to Charlie's house. Once there, James helped Mike and Justin load the paint cans, cinder blocks, and a dog leash into the back of his truck, and Mike gave him directions to the quarry. There, they used the leash to tie cinder blocks to the buckets and threw them into the quarry.
That's insane.
And he called his dad, and this dad told him that's what had busted through their house.
Wow.
And they were looking for him, and I told him, I said, Mike, I said, you got to tell Jim what's going on. You got to tell him. I said, I can't let him get in no trouble because you want to be crazy. And I had called my cousin that lives across the road.
What up, JoJo?
But nobody was home.
They called everybody but the police.
Okay. And is that when we showed up?
Yeah.
Now that these interviews have concluded, there is, of course, one more person who the police need to have a little chat with.
Which one? This one or that one?
That was
That one.
I go.
This is 18-year-old Mike Bargo, mastermind and instigator of the Seth
Fucking
Jackson
psycho.
murder. He flops down in the chair where the detective directs him, his body language immediately seeming to indicate that he will not be as cooperative as his fellow conspirators.
Yo, like, I get these off though, like, they're really killing my wrist.
Mike may be feeling powerless, so he tries to take control of the situation
Already don't
right
like
away
him.
by
What
asking
did
to
he
have
do?
the handcuffs removed.
This video is an hour and like 20 minutes long, and we've probably been watching it for almost 2 hours, all the pausing and talking we and chat done, so there's a lot to catch up. This is one of the most brutal, twisted crimes, especially ever committed by children.
The detective complies, likely to build goodwill.
I got a hole in that hand, and as you can tell.
Okay. I'm Detective Brewer from American County Sheriff's Office. Okay? And I think you know why I'm here to talk to you. Okay? Before we talk or anything, I have to advise you of your rights. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you understand each of these rights I have explained to you?
Yes, sir.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to, it says us here, but I'm saying me. Do you wish to talk to me now?
I'd like to give him one phone call, because I need to get hold of somebody. I need to call my lawyer.
You want to talk to a lawyer? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, I'll talk to you, but I want to call my dad. I want to call my dad.
Hold on a second. You just said you want to talk to a lawyer. Did you want I talk to a lawyer, or do you want to talk to me? I want to clarify that first.
I'm talk to a lawyer.
Okay.
That's the only smart thing Mike has ever done in his fucking life, but it won't matter. There's too much evidence against him.
The detective cuffs him again and leads him away. Before questioning has even begun, it is over. The so-called Summerfield Six, Mike Bargo, Amber Wright, Kyle Hooper, Charlie Ely, Justin Soto, and
God damn! Charlie Ely looks like a fucking beast. A wildebeest. They all look like fucking scum.
James Havens III
Jesus Christ, chat.
were charged for their roles in Seth Jackson's murder and faced trial. James Havens III was charged as an accessory to murder after
They're
the fact
evil.
for helping dispose of the body and pleaded guilty. His sentence carries a penalty of up to 30 years in prison,
They're all
but the most
evil.
recent
Give 'em
updates
tough
indicate
jaw.
that his sentence was deferred.
To Mike's lawyer.
Amber, Kyle, Charlie, and Justin were convicted of first-degree murder, receiving life sentences.
Every single one of them received life sentences. To this motherfucking day, they're all locked up.
In 2020, after serving nearly 10 years of prison
one got
time,
out.
Charlie Ely's lawyer earned a retrial on claims of an ineffective
God, bro. I would have locked her up just for the way she looked.
defense team, and she accepted a
did.
plea deal for second-degree murder, reducing her sentence by a decade.
Yeah.
Time served, she was freed at 27 years old.
Life,
As
imagine
both the
life.
primary instigator and shooter, Mike Bargo was sentenced to death for his crime and awaits his fate on death row. His last words before heading back to his cell after sentencing were reportedly, "May God have mercy on my soul."
Bro, and Amber Wright to this day is still in